Hello everyone, I'm Abbey Sharp. Welcome to year 12 of Abby's Kitchen. Honestly, what the Oh my God, like never in my wildest dreams would I think that I would spend over a decade making content for all of you guys. I am so grateful for what I get to do every day. But yeah, I was just in the content vault and realized that I have been on YouTube since 2011 and I posted almost 4,000 videos. 4,000 videos. You know how many hours of looking at my face that means for my poor editors? Brody, I'm so sorry. You've seen it all. Next, I feel like we need to do a reel of all the behind the scenes moments that he sees in between the good takes. A lot of I'm sure.
Oh, for God's sakes, there's the first one.
But anyway, while I've been making videos casually since 2011, things really took off for me when I gave my thoughts on a certain all fruit what I eat in a day video 5 years ago when I was pregnant with my first. And then after that, these kind of what I eat in a day dietitian review videos became my signature format. Which means that a huge chunk of those near 4,000 videos are reactions to disorderly or dangerous tips and misinformation online. So I thought I would share a few kind of memorable moments from the vault, things that have stuck with me, and that's saying a lot. Like I've seen a lot. And honestly, I can't even tell you how hard it was to choose. Like I could make easily another 4,000 videos of all these highlights, or I guess lowlights in this case. So if you want more, leave me a comment below. But please check out my trigger warning, folks. If you've ever found my content triggering, today is gonna take the cake. It's like a triggering smorgasbord here, folks, so please be kind to yourself, no joke. Also, a big reminder that this content isn't necessarily fresh, so a lot of these content creators or celebrities may have grown in their food journeys, and ultimately, we hope that they have, but it's a gentle reminder of the permanency of the internet and why we need to be prudent about what we post online, especially if we hold a lot of power and clout. Also, don't forget to hit up my description for my free Hunger Crushing Combo ebook and a link to my LTK page to see what I'm wearing today. Okay, but let me hop in here quickly to discuss my sponsor today, Neurohacker. So if you've been following my content, you know that since becoming a mom, my memory has been in rough shape. I constantly feel like I'm grasping onto this like faint memory to do something just as I'm letting go of another. So I've been really invested in a brain supporting diet and supplement regimen, and I've just recently started taking Qualia Mind. As you guys know, I am super picky about supplements. Too often, supplement companies pack a bunch of great sounding ingredients into proprietary blends that offer subpar doses that ultimately will never yield results. But Neurohacker products are all third-party tested and are formulated based on scientific evidence for the Goldilocks zones for dosages, with all their data and research published for transparency online. Their Qualia Mind is a combination of nootropics, antioxidants, adaptogens, and unique vitamins and nutrients that have specific brain-supporting functions for daily mental performance and for long-term brain health. I've talked a lot about the benefits of nootropics and adaptogens on my channel, and as I myself have become more invested in my own brain health, this is something that I've actually found is moving the needle. And for a greater focus on long-term brain health, their senolytic formula helps to clean up senescent cells that contribute to premature aging. Their products are also non-GMO, vegan, and gluten-free, and they're backed by a 100-day money-back guarantee for you to see how they work for you. So if you want to try out Neurohacker yourself, go to neurohacker.com/Abby for $100 off. And as one of my subscribers, you can use my code Abby at checkout for an additional 15% off of your first purchase. And I want to know in the comments how it's affected your cognitive health. All right, first up, Victoria Beckham.
Unfortunately, I'm married to someone that has eaten the same thing for the last 25 years. Since I've met her, Victoria, she only eats, grilled fish, steamed vegetables. She'll very rarely deviate away from there. The only time that she's ever probably shared something that's been on my plate was actually when she was pregnant with Harper.
Do you remember what
and
it
was? And it was the most amazing thing. It was one of my favourite evenings. I can't remember what it was, but I know that she's not eaten it since.
So this actually breaks my heart. Now, aside from the fact that I would legit do anything to share a meal with David Beckham.
Sounds like an adventure. I'm in.
This absolutely triggers memories of my own ED days and the impact that my rigidity had on others. Not surprisingly, this comment resulted in dozens of articles suggesting that Victoria has an ED herself. And while I'm not diagnosing anyone, I would say that generally, exclusively relying on a small number of safe foods and avoiding shared family meals is a common disordered eating red flag. From a nutrient perspective, we're ultimately talking about pretty much the lowest calorie options available. Little to no fat, little to no carbs, just low calorie vegetables and lean protein. Limited diet diversity risks nutritional deficiencies and malnutrition and can disadvantage a healthy gut microbiome as well. It also clearly puts a strain on social interactions and relationships, and I specifically worry about the impact on their observing children, especially their daughter Harper. Yeah, I still do worry about the kids. But let's switch gears here and talk about Kelly Ripa and the video that was eventually taken down. Actually, her team emailed me as well, asking me to take my videos down with some kind of fabrication about how, this diet recall was actually a cleanse and not how she ate every single day for 365 days of a year, even though she clearly stated that in the interview. But anyways, so many problematic moments. Let's take a look at one of them.
What I will indulge in is like a delicious chocolate covered almond or chocolate covered cashew, some sort of so I still feel like there's something healthy in there.
I mean, her definition of a treat is a chocolate almond or cashew, or it's chia pudding with some cocoa powder mixed in. So she says when she does treat herself, it has to be something that still feels like it has something healthy in it, so she feels good about that choice. Maybe this is sustainable for Kelly, as I think it's just kind of like a type A personality thing, but it would probably be really unsustainable for a lot of people long term, and those cheat days would probably get completely out of control. And speaking of accidentally getting out of control, let's turn it over to former cheetah girl Adrienne from All Things Adrian.
I went to briefing and I came back hungry. And it's in moments like this that I have a few ideas of how you can curb a craving. I have a sweet craving right now is what I'm craving. I'm gonna try to just chug an entire bottle of water because that makes me feel full and then I don't have my craving anymore. Don't give in to the craving. Listen to me, watch this, focus, self-discipline. I tell myself self-love is self-discipline. And I'm going to chug this entire thing.
Whoa. Okay, well, where to start? So for snack time, Adrienne is hungry, not surprisingly, as she hasn't eaten much today. But instead of giving into her cravings, she has a big jug of water. I can see why you guys flagged this video for me to review. Adrienne claims that this is kind of her diet hack to help her feel full and encourages her fans to listen to her and to not give in to their cravings and instead to just chug some calorie-free water. Her rationale is that the best act of self-love is self-discipline. That is so wrong. The only appropriate self-loving response to your body's legitimate need for food is food, and specifically food that is safe, culturally appropriate, and enjoyable. This is a human right. Self-discipline at the expense of meeting your body's needs is the opposite of self-love. I'm kind of mad that she even had to say that. I'm still mad, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm probably a lot more disturbed by this K-pop diet insight. So 27-year-old IU, aka Lee Ji-eun, eats an apple for breakfast, a sweet potato for lunch, and a protein shake for dinner. That is literally just over 300 calories for this entire day. That is less than half of what my 6-month-old baby needs, and he's literally a stationary blob. But according to my calculations, a young girl like Lee, who is dancing and performing at this level, should be consuming well over 3,000 calories. This breakfast, lunch, and dinner combo is just like one small meal's worth of food. And not even a complete meal at that, as there's literally no fat here at all. And speaking of no fat, Get ready for this one from Healthy Emmy.
Pounds of potatoes, which is about 700 calories, and then about 77 calories for the broccoli. So that comes out to 777 calories.
I don't really know where to start here. I'm not even sure how you do a beauty hero shot of a plate like that. I personally would have a hard time with that, creatively speaking. But anyways, this meal is pretty consistent with what we've seen from Emmy's recipes so far. No fat, no seasoning, very carb heavy. It's a substantially larger portion than what would be considered normal for one meal. This meal is also, again, very high in fiber at 30 grams, which is enough to meet an individual's fiber needs for an entire day. But one thing I do want to highlight about this meal is the protein content. So far, we've seen that Emmy's recipes are either very low in protein, or the protein content comes from large quantities of beans, oats, or nutritional yeast. In this case, despite not having a traditional or complete protein source, this recipe actually provides 30 grams of protein, which is considered an appropriate amount of protein for one meal. And while broccoli and potatoes naturally contain some amount of protein, you would need to eat very large quantities of these foods in order to meet your protein needs. Most people would have a really hard time with that, myself included. And since we're on the topic of protein-free plant-based meals, let's take a look at this moment from Ian Somerhalder.
You know, you can take one big head of lettuce, cut it up, put it in a cast iron pan, water and salt, cook it down a bit.
Lettuce, like cooked or raw, is not a good vegan meal. It's like when you go to a wedding and check off the vegan entree option and you are literally just given a plate of whatever side vegetables everyone else is getting with their meat. I mean, at least things like carrots and potatoes would yield some trace protein and fiber, but lettuce, not so much.
I'm freaking hungry.
Serve that lettuce with some tofu or chickpeas or lentils or something else, but And while I could literally go on all day with these clips, there are really so many more I haven't even touched on. Let's finish off with this regrettably unforgettable moment from HRH Collective.
First of all, you shouldn't be eating after 8. If you're trying to lose weight, do not eat after 8. Like, kitchen is closed after 8. No. If you're dying, I told you. I showed you guys what the options are. If you're not blocked, you saw. It's 10-calorie Jello. It's like string beans or something, and like cherry tomatoes, like a jalapeno, like a pickle, like a tiny pickle, like something like that. Like, no, you're not eating anymore. I'm also going to talk about going to bed hungry. You guys are going to kill me. I don't give a By the way, I'm not holding a gun to your head, and I'm not like, if you don't want, like, I hate people like, oh my god, you're like an influencer. You shouldn't be saying things that like, first of all, you're not gonna die from this. You're gonna like look better, so shut up.
So like, if you're dying, then you can have a 10-calorie pack of Jello? Like, I am totally aware that some people feel they need to have some kind of guidelines or structure with their eating, and that is totally okay. That is one thing. But Alexandra is actively telling you to ignore your body's screaming hunger cues, which are designed to help you fuel your body right. I'm getting mad. Oh my God. Obviously, this type of eating is not sustainable, and it sounds pretty damn miserable if you ask me. I mean, your body is literally begging you to eat to the point that you are excited about eating some string beans and 2 cherry tomatoes. That is a good sign that you should respect those cues and give it the fuel that it's asking for before you do some serious metabolic and psychological damage. Guys, I'm honestly still not sure if she's just trolling all of us or if this is real life. But let me know in the comments what you guys actually think. So if you guys want to watch the full episodes from these clips, I'm going to be linking to them below. And if you want a whole other roundup like this, also let me know below. But I hope this little compilation serves as a good reminder of how problematic and toxic the internet can be when it comes to messages around food. Like, I just pulled together some really dangerous ones here, but there are so many more. And when I see them all pulled together like this, I'm like, holy f***, are the kids gonna be all right? There's a lot of work to be done, clearly. And even though a lot of these videos are old and maybe no longer reflect the viewpoints of these creators or celebrities, again, it's a good reminder of the responsibility that we all have for the content that we put out there. Even if you're not a celebrity or even a content creator and you're just a regular person on TikTok, same thing. A lot of vulnerable people might watch a video that's from 4 years ago that's still served in the algorithm because it has millions of views, and despite having no context whatsoever, just kind of latch on to whatever tips or suggestions that were shared back then. But anyways, guys, that's all for today. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment below, and also hit up my description for a free Hunger Crushing Combo ebook for some actual balanced nutrition advice and suggestions. And I will see you next time on Abby's Kitchen. Bye!